Hello, welcome everyone. We're here today with Sage Dragon Senpai's MMA Breakdown. And today we're going to be talking about the state of the welterweight division. This is a time to be alive, people. I have not seen the welterweight division this exciting, this packed, this many hungry young guns ready to go. Let's recap back to UFC Burns versus Morales fight night. We got to see that, Michael Morales, like I said before, I had thought Burns was just a setup fight for him. Young gun, only 25, had a massive height, reach advantage. To come in there and dispatch a Burns in the way that he did was amazing. It's really showing me that, to be honest, Burns may be done. He looks like he's pretty shot. He had a lot of good, more well-fought fights before this, where in this one he was looking good until he wasn't. He kind of just got shut down immediately. Understandable though, his resistance to strikes maybe are going down with some of the wars that he's had over the time. So I mean, congrats to Michael Morales coming in there and dispatching of Gilbert Burns with the quickness. Looked very good, very sharp. Now what that does, that brings a little shake up to the welterweight division. As we already know, Jack Della Maddalena went ahead and won the belt from Belal Muhammad back about 2 weeks ago. So now we got some new rankings coming in. We got some interesting matchups coming forward. So let's go ahead and let's go through the welterweight ranking. Let's talk about some of the matches that they have coming up, what we think may happen with some of the ones that may be already matched up, what we think that matches may need to happen, and from there we just have some fun with it. So let's go ahead and check out the welterweight rankings here. All right, so as we said, we got Jack Della Maddalena, who just came off a dub to Belal Muhammad. Belal Muhammad drops to number 1 contender. Recently, Sean Brady just finished number 4, Leon Edwards. So that could be a match that could be seen in the future. Maybe we might see a rematch between Sean Brady and Belal. Or maybe we see Sean Brady up next to fight Jack Della Maddalena. But since we already know that Islam Makhachev obviously is coming up from lightweight, he's already vacated the belt. So we already know that Islam's going to fight Jack Della Maddalena next. So what I think might be the next fight that Belal might need to have is probably going to have to either, if he's smart, he would try to rematch Sean Brady since he already beat them. But what I'm thinking is that the UFC is probably going to set him up with Shavkat Rakhmonov, which devastating fight for Belal after coming off such a brutal fight with Jack. That was such a hard bar burner. To come back and just try to get right back into another one with Shavkat, I just don't think that would be the best idea. But, UFC's got to build their stars. So I think Shavkat probably gets that done and moves up to number 1, number 2 contender. Now, with Leon Edwards at number 4, just losing to Sean Brady, I'm feeling pretty good with Leon Edwards. Needs a striking fight going on right now. He doesn't really need a grappler to be holding him down at the moment. He needs somebody that's going to keep it entertaining, keep the hands going, kickboxing style. Someone that's going to at least give him some more clout, or, the fighter who could fight him some more clout before Leon just washed out of the division. So right now, let's look at, he's number 4. We got Kamaru at 5. We got Ian Machado Gary at 6. Joaquin at 7. Michael Morales at 8. Colby at 9. Gilbert Burns at 10. Jeff Neal at 11. Stephen Thompson, Pratos, Vicente Luque. I wouldn't be mad at Michael Morales, Leon Edwards. I feel like that'd be a good striking battle that would go back and forth. I know Carlos Prates is kind of low right now at 13, but I also would like to see that against Leon. I think that would be another good striking battle that can give Leon a chance to really showcase some of his striking, and at least not make it as much of a wrestle fest that has been lately for Leon. Up at 5, you already see we got Kamaru Usman versus number 7 Joaquin Buckley coming up in UFC Atlanta. I love Kamaru Usman, but yeah, I got Joaquin Buckley by flatline. Usman hasn't won a fight in 3 fights. Really grapple heavy. Striking was good against some of the lesser welterweights that he were fighting at the time. Don't know if his striking is going to be good enough for fighting Joaquin Buckley. Joaquin's looking explosive. He's looking at his prime right now. Maybe the hardest hitter at 170, to be honest. I think he really is the dark horse of 170. I see a lot of great things in Joaquin Buckley. Watching him, his mindset is like he's ready for this moment. He's ready to try to work his way up the division. He's taken a lot of lessons from those L's that he's taken in middleweight during his first tenure. I mean, his beginning tenure in the UFC. 170 is looking like it's rounding out perfectly for him as a top contender. Personally, I would love to see Joaquin Buckley finish Usman and then get to fight Ian Machado Gary afterwards. I love their back and forth that they're doing, all the shit talking, all the antagonizing of each other. I think that makes for a great pay-per-view. I think both of them are going to go full out for that promotion, and I think that fight will be a banger. So when Joaquin gets through Kamaru Usman, sorry Usman, love you, man, but when Joaquin gets through you, man, I would like to see him fight Ian Gary just for the promotion. I just think that would be just an amazingly promoted fight. And then for Ian Gary, he just recently came off a win for Carlos Prates. So if he's willing to wait for Joaquin Buckley after that Kamaru Usman fight, I think that would be great. But if not, he also could take a chance. He could fight Leon Edwards. I think that could be a good striking battle that can go back and forth. He already fought Shavkat, so don't necessarily think he's going to get a rematch with that. Sean Brady, he could get number one contender fight for that possibly. If they decide to not have, well, they can still do that. They can still go Bilal, Shavkat, Sean Brady, Ian Machado Gary. Yep, that could be a good little 1-2 for the next contenders coming up after the Jack Della Molina and Islam Makhachev fight. So I could definitely see Ian fighting Sean Brady. And I think that would be a good fight. I mean, I'm looking at Ian. I think about it. His striking is more crisp. He's more patient with the striking. He has better footwork. Sean Braley's more of a pressure, come forward, jab it out, throw some hooks, try to just to get you just your hands up. If I can look for a takedown, somewhere to grab at the body, somewhere to grab at the leg. I do think Sean Brady's grappling probably has the edge against Ian. Ian can't grapple, but I just waiting to see Ian really turn that second gear with the finishing when it comes to his grappling. He does it more for control, looks like it. I need to see him show more of a finishing ability in the grapple department before I'm ready to just say like, oh, he's going to be able to get through Sean Brady, because I can't see Sean Brady, if it going gets tough and he can get Ian down, might be able to get one no submission. All right, next up, we've already have Michael Morales possibly going against Leon Edwards. He may have to wait as well, depending on like in the top 7 how they're gonna go ahead and place them up. You never know. Sometimes with these older names, they may want to match them up with the young gun to give them the hype of the name. Sometimes they might match them up with somebody in there as their peers. If they've been there for a while, just to kind of give that legend fight. Colby Covington, he's at 9. He's already fought most of these guys. Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman, Buckley, Gilbert Burns. Yeah, man, I don't know who's Kobe going to be able to fight. I definitely don't think he can fight upwards, because he's just been on a losing streak. Maybe give him Jeff Neal. True, Jeff Neal definitely needs a fight. He's been able to pull off. I don't know if Kobe wants to fight Jeff Neal. I mean, after just fighting such an explosive fighter in Joaquin Buckley, I don't know if he wants to go right back to another just explosive striker in Jeff Neal. Maybe he wants to try to, take more of his chance where he can take to the ground with a Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Wonderboy is really hard when it comes down to like getting his pacing around the feet, getting the striking. But I think we've seen over the recent time that Wonderboy can be taken down, and I think that might be a more easier process for Kobe. Or you know what? Maybe Kobe versus Carlos Prates. Maybe that's what we need to see. Maybe Carlos Prates needs another chance to try to make his way up the ranking against a big name like Colby Covington. Don't think maybe necessarily the promotion be that great, but I think that their individual personalities will just clash well just for the interest of the promotion. Let's see who we also. Then we also have Carlos Prates at 13, Vicente Luque at 14, Michael Page. So we got Vicente Luque fighting Kevin Holland. I know that's coming up. See if he gets through that. Vicente's honestly getting towards the end of his tenure here in the UFC, so won't be too surprised if Kevin Holland just kind of gets the job done. Honestly, won't be too surprised if Vicente somehow pulls it off. Both those kind of fighters are kind of back and forth to me, so we'll see how that plays out. Now, MVP, that's another interesting one. 15 in the welterweight division. He just recently fought Sharp Bullet. Love that fight at middleweight. But if he's gonna try to keep going through and working his way up through welterweight, I don't believe he's trying to work his way up to get a title. I believe he's probably just looking for fun fights. Fun, exciting fights, probably against people who he knows is like, couple years away from his striking potential. I personally think something that could be good right now, Carlos Prates. I think that could be a good fight. Very good striking banger right there. I actually could see MVP outclassing Prates there just because of the speed and the timing. I still waiting to see if they were going to do this, but MVP versus Wonderboy. When are we going to get that? Like two high-level karate style fighters? I would love to see that. Now, who knows? It could be a really boring fight based on styles. They're really both on the point fight. They could both be just trying to measure each other, with the footwork, trying to dash in. I still think that could be an interesting fight depending on, basically how much they're trying to go in and get it. But if they're just going into just win the fight, yes, that fight can be just very boring. Another person I think could be a good fight for Michael Venom Page, Jeff Neal. I think it's another good striking battle. Jeff Neal hits hard. It would be interesting to see how Jeff Neal deals with the timing of Michael Venom Page, how he deals with the footwork of it. But that fight screams banger. That's great. That fight screams somebody's going to sleep. I would love to see Michael Venom Page versus Jeff Neal. I've actually just talked myself into that. I'd rather see Prates or Jeff Neal's over the Wonderboy fight. Definitely. And yeah, so Michael Venom Page, he's going to have some time to work up. So he's not going to immediately get to some of those top guys unless, there's some fallouts that may happen. But also, if he's able to get somebody who's ranked higher in the top 10, why not, Michael Morales? Well, and see him, he can keep building his name off somebody like MVP, an older guy who's ranked lower than him, may not necessarily get him higher in the rankings, but it helps build Michael Morales' name. And really to any of the young guys who are striking oriented in the welterweight division, Ian Gary, Joaquin Buckley, who's Carlos Prates. Those are all like young guys I can see that could use MVP's name in the striking department for a good battle. So it's not necessary that Michael Venom Page is ranked low enough that they can't get the fight, because it is still worth it just from the name value. But hopefully Michael Venom Page gets something exciting. I definitely want to see another banger, something soon for Michael Venom Page. And that is our little wrap up of the welterweight division. Just a little matchup, trying to see, what possible future matchup we might see, what we might think of. We kind of still got to wait for this championship fight between Jack and Islam Makhachev coming out. Still don't have a date for that yet, so hopefully they're going to give that later on in the year. I would imagine fall time, since Jack just fought recently. Because we need some. This is a great time in welterweight. Packed with contenders, packed with young guns, packed with people who are going to be here for the next 3 to 5 years. I don't imagine Jack holds his belt very long. I don't even know if I imagine if Islam wins if he holds it very long, because this division is stacked. This is reminding me of maybe like light heavyweight John Jones era stacked, or current lightweight or past lightweight when we had the Khabibs, the Tonys, the Gaethjes, the Poiriers, when everybody was coming up getting ready to fight for that belt. This is a good time for welterweight. I haven't been this excited for welterweight in a very, very long time. And the UFC is doing a good job of building some of these young guys up and just getting their face out there, so we can really start seeing that, hey, we do have some new potential in the welterweight, and we do have some more fighters that we can start getting ready to follow in the future. All right, everybody. Peace out. That's Sage the Dragon Senpai's opinion. Catch you next time.